After Jesus died on the cross, a man by the name of Joseph of Arimathea came and took down Jesus' body. He wrapped it up in strips of cloth before placing it inside a tomb that had never been used before. Now it was late that night, and Joseph didn't have time to give Jesus a proper burial, which in those days would have involved lots of perfume and incense. So instead, he rolled a stone in front of the entrance to the tomb and planned to come back later. But as it happened, he wasn't able to make it the next day, because the next day was the Jewish Sabbath, and on that day God had said you weren't allowed to work or carry heavy things such as perfume and incense. He couldn't even get there the next day. It wasn't that he didn't want to, he just kind of didn't get the chance. You see, before Joseph could get there, a group of women came, including somebody by the name of Mary. And when they got to the tomb, they looked round. And to their surprise, they saw that something had happened. The stone that Joseph had put there, well, it had got moved. It had got rolled round. And as a result, they were able to see right into the tomb. Now they were very puzzled, and they thought, well, we'll have a little look. And so I guess they just kind of peeked in a little bit. They didn't want to go in too much, but they were just wondering what they would see. Why had the stone become moved? Well, when they'd finished looking in, they were more puzzled than ever, because as they looked in, they discovered that Jesus' body, well, it had completely vanished. It had gone. And they were thinking, well, what's happened to it? So they went off to see Peter, and they said, they've taken away Jesus and we don't know what's happened. Don't be silly, said Peter. I'll come and have a look. And he did. And he came and he looked. But to his surprise, he couldn't see Jesus' body there either. And he was so puzzled. And they all went off. They all went off apart from Mary. And she stayed at the tomb, crying. And then 2 people dressed in white appeared. They were angels, but Mary didn't know that. And they said to her, "Woman, why are you crying?" "Well, Sir Mary, they've taken away my Lord, and I don't know where they've put him." And then, even more amazingly, out of nowhere, suddenly, Jesus was there. And he said to Mary, "Woman, why are you crying?" They've taken away my Lord, and I don't know where they've put him," says Mary. "Please tell me where he is, and I'll go and get him if you've taken him." She still didn't realize it was Jesus. And so Jesus just said, "Mary." And at that she looked up, and she reached out, and she grabbed hold of Jesus as tight as she could. And he said to her, "Mary, don't cling to me, for I haven't yet gone to see the Father. But instead, go to my brothers, go to the disciples, and tell them that I'm alive."